So church again was a very big part of our life, and I will say this: I'm not as proud about this as I should be. I am. I think we all can relate that on Sundays there's something about being hungry at church. That you get to the end of the service and you're like, I am dying. I'm going to die. Well, in our church in particular, this is how our service would go. You know, we didn't have a program. You know, most churches, you know, they're like, okay, we're going to be done by 10:45. Well, our church could be done at 2:45. We started at 9 o'clock. And so you're always starving. I mean, it's like you had to dig through your mom's purse to get the gum. Like, I don't know how much double mint gum I could eat to try to stop my hunger. And we always knew on Sunday afternoons that Dad would probably have chili for us, because my dad liked to make chili for us. And we'd watch the Channel 4 movies. They'd have those Blondie movies, or Ma and Pa Kettle, or the Tarzan movies. So you always had something to look forward to. Well, you get into that service, and you'd be sitting there, and you know, again, no youth group, no nothing. You're like, oh God, I want to starve. This double mint's losing its flavor. And the preacher would get up there. Well, we're going to dismiss with this final prayer. But first, we're going to sing one more song. Because I believe someone needs to come down here to this altar. Someone needs to be delivered today. Who is it going to be? Who is the Lord calling today? Who is he calling? Let's sing one more verse. And you're sitting there like, please, in the name of Jesus, get this service over with. So I know this is how I was many times. I'm like, oh God, my stomach. I'm going to starve to death. Lord, help me. And I'd be like, you start singing the song, and you start doing this. Are they really singing about supper time and I'm starving to death? And then what would happen is, you know, the Lord would answer my prayer. And, you know, the prompting of like, come on, you know, take it. You know, somebody go up there because we want to go home. Well, there's always these two ladies at our church. And they would always be the one. We're like, which one's going to be this week? Is, you know, like you could probably put money down to see which one's going to go up. So you knew one of them was going. And it would be that last verse. And they'd be in the back, oh, you know, they're crying. And then you'd see them walk to the altar. And I have nothing wrong with it, but it was the same two people. And they would come up and you're like, yes, finally. But the only problem was it would extend the service at least 20 more minutes. Because everybody had to come up and pray for him. And you're like, oh, my Lord, you know, I want my chili. I want to watch Tarzan. But God love them. They knew the right place to go when they needed to. And, you know, me, I made it home and I didn't starve to death. Now, one particular moment I'm not proud of. This is one of my moments I'm not proud of at all. There was one particular night, another Sunday night. What was it with Sunday nights? I guess there was too many good TV shows on. And we were at our church we started a new church, and this church was over here at the laundromat, like back over here. And I was just like, I'm not having it. I was probably 11 years old. And I remember we're sitting in the church service, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't take much more. And I don't know if it was a revival or what. And you know, you heard it all the time. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, how can I get out of this? So I go into the bathroom, and so I go to the bathroom, and we had this one stall bathroom, and you know, I've got the Dixie cup. You know how they always had Dixie cups at church? And I'd pour some water in, and I'd have a few little shots of, you know, water out of the sink. And then, you know, it tasted like paper because you use those Dixie cups. And, you know, it was always funny is if anybody brought a Dixie cup out of the bathroom, it was like, you know, like that was like the biggest sin to bring that Dixie cup into the sanctuary. And I think about it now, like people bring Starbucks into the sanctuary now, and it's like looked like churches have like coffee shops. I'm like, what about the Dixie cups? You know? So I go to the bathroom. I'm playing around like, how can I get out of this? You know, what could be my best Academy Award-winning performance? So I think, okay, I'm gonna pretend to be sick. So I come out of the bathroom. I throw my Dixie cup away. I go out to Mom and go, hey, Mom, I think I'm gonna be sick. I think I'm gonna throw up. Now my mom should have known better, because I never throw up. I can count how many times in my entire life I've thrown up because I'm scared to death of it. She should have known better. So instead of saying just go on home because I was just a few blocks away, she goes, go sit outside. And this is the sound in my head that I had failed at my performance. So I go out and I sit, and I've lost. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get out of this. And it's a warm evening, so I'm sitting on this little concrete block, and I'm going, oh, and I kind of peep up in the window to see, and I'm like, you know, I'm trying to duck down, I'm like, come on, Mom, you know, and I'm like, so eventually my mom comes out, and she goes, did you throw up? And I said, no, but I just feel really sick. I just need to really go home. Well, in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, I can make it home in time for the wonderful world of Disney. You know, I'm thinking all these things. So my mom says this. She goes, go on ahead. And this is the exact thought in my head. So I got to go home and watch the wonderful world of Disney. So church had a profound effect on me and probably has given me more comic fodder than anything in my life.